that even in spite of who we are, within the delivery teams, when one fell, the others picked up. Because failure would have meant the world says that is the very basket we knew them to be. The cost to every South African in terms of the way they feel was almost so big that the nonsensical things from FIFA on that sheet, we delivered it. And in tandem, when we find it so difficult to just put a borehole and a simple toilet for a household. Why? The sheet has very clear benefits and penalties. And I have learned South Africans don't like failure. Did you ever hear within government fighting over which stadium lacked a little piece of this? No. All we knew, the deadline was clear. Win, we have to. The world is watching us. There is no room for failure. Maybe in many of the things that we want to do in leadership, we must remember that. It is more important to probably come with a simple idea, but a hymn sheet that shows clearly the benefits, clearly the penalties, that if you proceeded to do things the way we used to do them, the cost is just too big to bear. And that we are all watching. I think it can work. Ladies and gentlemen, for South Africans during those weeks, it felt good to be South African. We were confident about our ability to deliver. We owned the World Cup. We showed the world that we can, what we are made of. We became a part of the delivery team. We were in it together. We embraced one another because we knew we were in it together. We learned more about and united more because we could make it happen together. Unfortunately, ability will only get us somewhere, but to stay there takes character. And women build characters. Women build characters. They will nurture their kids to be great people. And sometimes we forget that the little people we have could become monsters into the future. However, we know that we can build characters. I believe, my sisters, that if there is one thing that we can achieve among the many outputs that this country needs, is the ability for South Africa to stay on a positive path and positive thinking. The spirit of us as a winning nation, we must at least retain 40% of it, if not more. We need courageous leadership to keep a positive and winning spirit of the World Cup. This courageous leadership, unfortunately, says that we can't keep doing the same things the same way and expect different results. That we go into NEDLAC negotiating the same way and expect that the annual marches will stop. That we can keep telling a woman who really nurtures our children as a teacher that it is okay for her to earn 3,000 rand, when in fact, the output of her job, if she feels good about what she does, is made people like you and me sit here. We all had great teachers. We need to find a new game ball that is not afraid to look into the details, into the faces behind the crowds, to find that intelligent face that will become the energy and the move of South Africa into the future. We need to inspire South Africans to capture that spirit. We need to keep believing in ourselves, believing that we can. And we need to provide ourselves a benchmark. Maybe we should say that having achieved a 9 out of 10 out of the Soccer World Cup, that is the benchmark for South Africa in all areas. Maybe we should, because we knew we could. We did it. And we did it very well. Let us, in everything that we do, know that the benchmark is 9 out of 10. And what it takes is a change in the game, and a tough book and a hymn sheet that will tell us if you don't do it or you do it in another way, the penalty is too big. But if you proceed in the path and you bring us all together, the benefits are enormous. I know you would think, Montla, maybe you want us to make you feel good after the many weeks of working on the World Cup. The reality is, wasn't it amazing? The newspapers complained about the fact that there were no flags, no excitement in the streets of South Africa a month before the World Cup. And one day, driving to OR Tambo, and I saw on the freeway the flags of the nations of the World Cup, I got goosebumps. What happened in the next set of weeks? South Africans never got more colorful, more proud. They picked up paper. Somebody asked why there was no crime during the World Cup. I believe South Africans were on autopilot. Let's learn from that and find ways to inspire good feelings within ourselves, such that the partnerships that we create are based on outcomes that make us feel good. Make us feel people see how good we are, and they reward us for what we do. Because the day we did it and the weeks we did it, it worked so excellently, we achieved 6 out of 10. In closing, ladies, for this Women's Month, I couldn't help but go back to the picture of the week, of the marches where you saw sisters big and small jumping to just get their wages increased. May I wish for that brilliant woman teacher, may I wish for that excellent policeman, may I wish for the excellent doctor that spent 7 years in education and wants to do nothing but to heal our nation. For that woman, who is the genius woman in that large group and who is the brightest. I wish you great happiness and recognition by all of us, because without you, we will not get anywhere. Because in education lies the future of South Africa. Let's find that one woman and be inspired by knowing that maybe the 2 billion they are asking for will be the best 2 billion investment to get that great teacher, that great nurse, that great doctor to outperform and give us a livable life into the future. As for the underperformers, it is in the partnership with the unions that we should engage on different rules. About if I give you the investment of 2 billion, maybe we should agree that the outcomes must be like this, and that excellent teacher will tell us, undoubtedly, what the key performance indicators should be. We are a winning nation. When we feel good, we get onto autopilot. Let's not forget it. We can do it as South Africans. The future lies in our ability to capture that spirit. It is not impossible. It is possible. We've done it before. Thank you, my sisters. Happy Women's Month.